Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well today. It's Tuesday. Now, tomorrow starts the new Kroger sale. It's still the 5 times digital, but the things that will change will be meat, produce, and a few of the other deals that we're going to talk about, the weekly digitals. And we'll do that tomorrow because I want to go through that and show you a cheap way to make meals out of the Kroger ad this week. Okay? Okay, so before we even start the budget, we have to have a base. And my base for a good budget is my pantry, my cupboard, my freezers, my shelving. What do I have on there that I can make meals with? So before you go on to a budget, you have to have a decent base to be able to only buy fruits and vegetables or those sale deals, stock your pantry, and so on and so forth. So a good base to me is to start off with side dishes, like your instant potatoes, your potato baked meals, your Betty Crocker or store brand au gratin scallop potatoes. Those make a great base. You can also add things to them and make them into a potato casserole, which comes in handy too, especially in a pinch when you're trying to put a little meat, a little vegetables, and a little something together in a one casserole dish for your family, and maybe feed you two days, and maybe make some leftovers for a lunch. So what I do is I start off with pasta dishes. Always keep spaghetti because spaghetti and meat sauce are always one of those things that you can make and make it really cheap and economical and go a little further for your family. You want to keep other types of pastas, penne, rotini. You can make pasta salads, and macaroni and cheese, so on and so forth. So pastas and pasta dishes. The rice, the Knorr rice pasta dishes are great to have on hand for a quick side dish. So rice is another thing. You want to have rice, instant rice and rice dishes. Those are good to have in your pantry or cupboard. Very important for me. I normally start my meals with a protein, but I also want to keep in mind what my side dishes are because that's very important. And then, of course, you have your vegetables. But let's stick with getting our pantry and cupboard ready. So we're going to do macaroni and cheese if that's one of your side dishes that your family likes. I always keep macaroni and cheese up there for a quick side dish. If I find a really good deal on a meat, I can always throw that as a side dish. My husband's happy. He loves macaroni and cheese. Not one of my favorite dishes, but I keep it on hand because I can throw that together really quickly. The reason I like to have instant rice is because there's those deals that I get and I really don't want to make rice. Now I could make rice in my Instant Pot, so it really isn't that big of a deal. But I always like to have instant rice on hand because it's quick rice for a stir fry or maybe something, Spanish, Mexican style. Okay, so we have our pasta, rice, and potato dishes. Very important to have those on hand at all times in your cupboards. And then you want to get into your sauces and packets. Now, my sauces, I always keep spaghetti sauce or things to make spaghetti sauce or what they call bolognese. Diced tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato sauce, period. Those things you can make a spaghetti sauce of your own very quickly and very easily. I also like to keep white sauces, Alfredo. I like to keep a jar of Alfredo sauce right here in the cupboard. I have some in the pantry, but in the cupboard, I always have one of those just in case I get a good shrimp or chicken deal. And maybe some shrimp or chicken Alfredo with some garlic bread and pasta and a salad. Sounds really good one night, and we can have that. Okay. Now, condiments are very important to have. Always have your ketchup, mustard, and mustards of the flavors that you like, and your mayonnaise, or your salad dressing, whichever you prefer. Also, salad dressings, salsa, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, hot sauce, all of those things that you can make into a different dish. Say you have chicken for the whole week. You can do Mexican, you can do Chinese or Asian or however you want to word that. You can also do your chicken with macaroni and cheese and a vegetable. So there's all kinds of ways to have your sauces and spices. Make sure you have the ones that you use for what your family eats. Sometimes when I did menu list, it looks like we're eating international because there is a food from everything. You have spaghetti, which could be Italian. You have a stir fry, which is an Asian dish. I might have enchiladas or tacos or burritos, which is Mexican. So, it's those things you want to keep in your pantry and cupboards and spice areas that make your meals. Okay. You also want to keep on hand like packets or just the seasonings for chili making, taco making, guacamole making, because this week, starting tomorrow, avocados will be 69 cents a piece, and one of the Kroger guacamole mixes is 49 cents. So for $2.48, you can make fresh guacamole to go with a nice chicken meal of chicken fajitas or enchiladas or something like that. So always keep a guacamole on hand if you all eat avocados. I do, and every time I think about it, I'll grab one of those little 49-cent packs of guacamole mix. So I always have them in case I find avocados in the reduced section. I can bring those home and use them right away and have chips and dip and, something enjoyable and healthier, because avocados are very healthy and they come in handy when you're doing budgets because you have this really fancy dip sitting here with your fajitas, and it's actually really good for you, and it's fresh. So that's what we're going to do this week. Also in your pantry, you want to make sure that you have like a gravy mix, a spaghetti mix, things like that with herbs and spices that are for one meal. But I also buy in bulk. I buy my taco seasoning in bulk, my chili powder in bulk. Um, that's what I buy in bulk. Now, if you like ranch powder, I would recommend buying that in bulk. Make sure you have that. Dehydrated products, your onions, your potatoes, soup mixes with veggies. If you can come across like shakers of dehydrated vegetables with maybe some bouillon powder in it, you can always make fresh soup. This week at Kroger coming up is 99 cents for a whole fryer. So what you do is you bake your chicken, you eat that on one night, the next night you pull off of it, make chicken fajitas, and then the next night you take that chicken carcass and you boil it down and you make a broth, and then you add some stuff to it so you have homemade chicken soup. You can make dumplings, you can make noodles, you can just add pasta and vegetables to it. You can make an Asian dish, an Asian soup, or you could do a Mexican soup. I mean, there's all different ways, and you haven't paid for broth, and you're going to have that really rich broth that you make yourself. So there's something to think about. Shelf-stable milk. I absolutely believe that is very important. Shelf-stable milk as well as powdered milk. There might come that week where, it's getting worse and worse and worse, and finances are not looking too good for the week, and milk is just not in the budget. Well, you have milk to cook with. Or if your kids are okay with it, maybe try them out on some instant milk, some shelf-stable milk, see if they can tell a difference, test drive it, see what you can do with it. Because I think having milk, you can make pancakes, you can make biscuits, you can make your muffins, you can do so much with that shelf-stable milk just to add for that week, because we're only going to spend for 7 days when we do a budget, $25 budget every week. So we want to make certain that we have these things in our cabinets and we have them ready. Some other things that I recommend always having on hand: bread mixes, pancake mix, biscuit mix, muffin mixes, cornbread mixes. I always recommend having those because those are quick things to do. Now, if you are a baker and you have your flours and your cornmeal and all your baking soda and baking powder and you make those things from scratch, hey, stock up on them that way. I like buying the little mixes because I get them for free or almost free, and I can shove them up there in the cabinet, and I can make like one helping of it at a time. That's just me. Always keep oatmeal on hand, because not only can you make oatmeal into hot cereal, but you could also incorporate that into your muffins. You can incorporate it into your pancakes to give it a little more protein and wonderfulness. And if you are a baker, make certain that you have all of your baking that you use, oils, shortenings, and always have the stuff to make a pie crust. And that is just flour, shortening, and water. But you can make a pot pie, you can make fold over apple pies if you found some fruit. I mean, just you can do a lot with a pie crust. So learn how to make a pie crust because you can put anything into a crust and it can almost be as good as if you bought it in the store. Things you do want to make sure that you have in your cabinets. If you are a chili eating family, make sure you have everything you need to make a pot of chili or two. Make sure you have your beans and your tomatoes and whatever you put in your chili. Make sure you have those fixings there. Make sure you have your casserole fixings. If you need cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken soup, I always keep stocked up on that. Very important. Fruits and vegetables in your canned section, that depends on you. Now, I do keep some cans just for an emergency. Other than that, I am a fresh frozen kind of girl because I shop the fresh reduced produce. And that is fantastic because with that, I can stock up my freezer on stir-fried vegetable bags. I can stock up on fajita, peppers, onions, and things like that, and I can cut them up. For example, I can get 3 bell peppers for 99 cents at Kroger on the reduced price. I may only need one for the week for a meal. I can julienne and dice the other 2, put them in freezer bags. I can find zucchini and yellow squash almost every day, 3 or 4 for $1 or 99 cents at Kroger on the reduce. I could make a meal, a stir fry or whatever with some of the vegetables, and then I can cut them up, add them to that pepper and onion bag, and I'm starting to make a big stir fry bag. So that's what I do as summer starts hitting. I make a lot more stir fries, and so when I find those deals, I chop up my reduced vegetables, put them in freezer bags, and I keep adding to them. And with a stir fry bag, if you find discounted slaw mix with the carrots and the shredded cabbage, that is also great to put into your stir fry bag because cabbage makes the dish. Just saying. Okay, other things that you want to have on hand is you want to check your freezer. Your freezer should be set up for if you get a buy one get one free deal, the free one always goes into the freezer for the next week or the week after. For example, if you get a buy one get one free on the boneless, skinless chicken breasts, I always put one in the freezer and I cook one that week. So I'm always one ahead. So any buy one get one free deals on meat, that will allow you to put one in the freezer and utilize one for your 7-day menu. Unless you use both of them for your 7-day menu, which is even better, right? Okay, and I told you about the stir-fry bags and the fajita bags. I do that when I find reduced produce or it's a really good deal. I'm constantly freezing vegetables. So that's how I stock up my freezer. But just in short, before you start your budgeting, make certain that your cabinets are organized, your pantries are organized, you know what you have, you make an inventory, and then we will start to budget our $25 grocery weekly event. So you all have a great day. Get those pantries and freezers ready because tomorrow I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the Kroger ad for the week to get $25 worth of groceries for 7 meals, but I'm going to check my pantries first and my freezer. You all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. Stay safe. Shop well. Save that money.